I don't know.
The following program contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Ox After Dark, the late night great night show, where I guess just me talk about my dreams, my lives, my trials, my tribulations, and more. Uh, this week has been interesting. Um, been working on some inventory for a market that we're doing uh, on August 30th, and for me, the way that I like to make inventory for this kind of event is essentially batch printing things. And so the assembly is the last part. So I'll print, let's say 4 or 5 colors of things, assemble them at the very end. And I had probably like 20 of these Labubu water bottles printed. They're like Stanleys. And I got everything cleaned up. I was like good to go. I printed all the lids, printed all they use like these little rings that go into the bottle, the little straw, and then the top for the straw. Like everything was good to go, and I was just gonna basically hot glue the rings. They go inside the bottle, but you need to glue them from the inside. Realized that when I made the project file, I forgot to put the hole in the bottle. It was there in the beginning, I guess. At some point when I was moving the file around and organizing it, I did not have the hole. So essentially, all of the water bottles that I made, the Stanleys, are basically useless. I might still use these for a baseball event that we're going to, but for the intended purpose of the most, like the closest event to today, these are all basically useless. So I got to reprint all that. Working on some printing stuff, some gifts for some people. So that's been taking up my print time, and just trying to learn some things, right? With this multicolor printing stuff, there's just a lot to learn, and the feedback time is, it's not like you can make a change and see the feedback instantly. It's sometimes it's, you're making a change, and it's like a 2 hour print or a 3 hour print, and so um, I'm working on something for someone. They don't even know that it's a thing, but I was like, oh, like I like this content creator. I'm gonna make them something, and it's not working the way I want it to work, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's I don't know. I feel like the standard that I'm trying to make it actually looked pretty cool. It was a mistake, but the standard that I was expecting is not what is the result, and so I'm just like, oh, what's up, Steve? Yeah, I talked to Steve this week, getting him some info for a table. But yeah, we got Toy Mafia, Chris Porteous, Mr. Masashi, Lane in the chat. What's up, guys? This week's been interesting though. Um, this will be on the vlog, and I don't know if everyone watches the vlog, so I'll just say it here. But we got Vivia phone this week. We ended up having this really crazy situation last week in gymnastics. So Wednesday, when we got there, it was warm in the building, which isn't abnormal at all. But Friday, it was like almost like 97 degrees indoors in this gymnasium. And what's up, Lane? And like, you don't want to be a dick, right? But like at the same time, it's like, dude, this is way too hot. What's up, Chuck? And so
What's up, Zachy? What's up, Lane?
we talked to the receptionist, and of course the reception side of the gym was like not hot, but they were like, yeah, there's a problem with the AC. We're trying to get it fixed, but because we don't own the building, we also don't own the air conditioner, so it's like, landlord tenant situation that they're working with. But I put it in the group chat. I was like, dude, it was so hot. Like, one, it's uncomfortable for the parents, and if we're just sitting there on our asses and we're dying, like the kids are obviously probably not feeling well either. And so we I put a post in the parent chat, which the owner and the coaches are a part of, and they were really apologetic. They were like, "We're gonna figure it out. Like, either we're gonna delay practices or cancel practices if it's not fixed by Wednesday." But they had some sort of like band-aid solutions for getting it at least tolerable. And so today when we got there, it was actually really nice. They brought in a couple of portable, they're probably like 5 foot wide, 5 foot tall, like indoor air conditioning units, I guess. Like it's like a freestanding thing. So that was really nice. And then, they had, and part of what made me so upset on Friday is because they had ran out of water bottles for the girls. Like everyone brings their own water, but if you run out of water, you can get a bottle from the office. And I was upset because they ran out of those bottles, which I'm like, it's so hot. Like, I don't understand how we're like, you guys, it's not like you got there and you're like, oh shit, it's really hot. Like they knew it was hot for some time to not prepare the water and purchase more, or even like, we're all willing to go, like just ask a parent like, hey, can you run to the gas station and get, a 24 pack of water or something and some ice. Like, just seem very ill prepared. In fact, if you watch the vlog, Victoria and I, because one of the sets of girls, they leave earlier. I don't know where Lane went. One of the sets of girls, they leave earlier than the other, and by the time the other girls left, there's about another hour left, and so we ended up going to the coffee store next door, and we offered to buy it, but they were really cool about it. But we basically just got like 8 waters with ice. We got about 8 waters with ice, and it helped to kind of finish out practice. But that was an interesting situation. And then this week, again on the vlog, you'll see that was last week's vlog, but in this week's vlog, because of that situation, and a lot of girls like were worried like if practice got canceled early, how they're going to call their parents and this and that. We ended up getting Vivi a phone, so we've been dealing with kind of the adjustment period of that. Like she's had a phone, but it didn't have a number. It was kind of like just a Wi-Fi, essentially like an iPod Touch, basically. But
give her some access to stuff and everything, but not have to worry about her.
She could text and like FaceTime and like audio call, but it was all Wi-Fi based.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting her an actual phone, for emergencies or whatever. But it was a really nice surprise. Like I think she was really excited. AT&T gave us a really good deal on the phone, and
never a bad thing.
Yeah, partly because they had kind of messed up last year on something that I told them to cancel, and we didn't realize that they hadn't canceled it. So basically kind of got almost a free phone, I think. But yeah, it worked out pretty good for us. Vivi got it's a 16E, which is kind of like the starter level phone for the iPhones now, the E series. But it's a cool little device, and she likes it. It's pretty cool. Lane, how are we doing tonight?
Not actually very good, but I was literally lying in bed about to go to sleep when I saw you're on by yourself, so I wanted to hop on at least for a little bit. That's when my camera's off, because my hair is not in any shape right now. What little I have that I want anybody to see.
I do appreciate that, but if you're not feeling well, you feel free to go to bed. I mean, worst case, I could do it solo. I'm a little annoyed, but it's not the end of the world.
I probably won't be on like the entire thing here, but I wanted to leave. But also, I just wanted to. I was like, let me see how. It's mostly I've got a headache right now, so it's not like I'm coughing or anything like that. But I did want to. I just took some Advil, and when usually I take it this late at night, it starts putting me to sleep. So if I start to suddenly go out, it means I might have fell asleep. But I just wanted to say, since for the week and everything, my week has been did not start off, as you know, on a very good
I know, you're
very good
on handle that thing.
Yeah. I barely touched it and the thing snapped off. Thank you. I was literally just putting a blaster into a hand, and it snapped. On my Han Solo, his part of it busted off, Mr. Chuck. So, however, I've already heard back from Sideshow, and they're sending me a replacement. So that is being taken care of. But this week at work has just been really, it's been very long and laborious. I am excited because my Batman 2.0 finally came in after what felt like forever.
Right on, Lane, right on.
So I'm very happy with that having arrived, and I get to stress more this week because I have a new computer coming. I finally had to buy a new one after 6 years because mine's so old that it does not have the chip where you can for the Windows security updates and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You could upgrade to Windows 11. So I was not given a choice. I've known this was coming for like a year, but I did spend a decent amount, although less than on my last computer, with shipping and everything. But, it's just having to spend all that here in the recent time frame has just been like ouch and ouch.
Right on. Yeah, of course, man. We've all been there, Lane. We know how it is. I mean, it sucks, but you're doing the things, man. You're doing the things you got to do. You know what I mean? That's how that's how we get by. That's how we survive. That's how we thrive. You know what I mean? So we appreciate you being here, of course. Like Mr. Musashi says here, what a champ Lane is to show in the time of need. That's why we appreciate you, Lane.
Well, I saw some of I figured some of the chatters like Mr. Musashi,
Sean,
of course, Justin B.
Chris P is here,
and of course, Toy Mafia himself, the Emoji King. We're all here tonight.
Exactly.
But
Justin
I know
B in the house. Sean Forrester saying, "What's up? What's up, Sean?"
Yeah. You have got a big thing tomorrow night, though. I know I have not watched Alien Earth, but I don't have the streaming service. I probably maybe end of next month might institute it again. Definitely going to be checking that out. So, have you watched it yet? Or is this
before you answer that, Paul? I think Chris was down to have you on tomorrow. We're doing that Alien discussion. So if you do want to come on tomorrow, send me a message and I'll get you the link. But that is happening tomorrow, Paul. Tomorrow night. Back to Alien Earth.
Yeah. Just had you watched? I didn't know if you were not spoiled, but just if you had a chance to see it, or is that like I've set my time aside that I'm going to be watching the first couple episodes.
I think that's for you, right, Zach? Is that for Zach, Lane?
No, I haven't seen it. I think he was asking you. I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah,
I was asking both of you actually.
I know you mentioned a big thing, Lane, for tomorrow. I think you're talking about CW movie night and Chris.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think definitely Adam and I. I think Adam and I will definitely cover it because, man, I barely watched Covenant for my first time this week, and I know I'm late to the party. You know what I mean? I love Alien.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, right? But you know what? I feel like I had heard a lot of bad things, right? And so I think back at the time of that movie, I was kind of more susceptible to falling victim to like kind of people being like, dude, don't waste your time. And so I just was like, okay, well, like,
I don't think you were totally wrong. And I own the movie on 4K. Blu-ray.
Yeah. And that's the thing though, Lane, like I gave it a chance the other day, right? Because I just was like, you know what? I want to watch something while I'm kind of like folding up some laundry and like, I won't necessarily have to be too invested in. I really loved Romulus. Maybe I'm in the minority. But dude, I was like, damn, I'm impressed because I had kind of always wondered about the like Elizabeth Shaw story because I'm also probably in the minority that I enjoyed Prometheus. And I was like, okay, I enjoyed this. And like, because I guess upon seeing the original Alien, I never really gathered or grasped onto like the engineers and the big robot suits that they happened upon, or maybe I just made an afterthought of it because of the xenomorph. And I was like, man, I'm not really, it was like neither here nor there. But when they kind of fleshed that out, I was like, dang, this is pretty cool. So for me to see Covenant and see what David did, on their planet with the engineers.
Let's see how monstrous he really is.
Yeah, I was like damn,
hinted at a little bit.
David's a bad boy. Yeah.
And although it does not work completely with the origins of the actual origins of the aliens that we had from before.
Okay. And see, I would need you to like probably like send me something, a view on that, because I'm trying to make heads and tails, right? Even with this show, I really didn't even know it was coming out. It was just kind of like was fortuitous that I had watched that, and I had kind of like the xenomorphs in my mind because if from my money, Lane, you know what I mean, Zach, CW audience. The Xenomorph, easily top 3 greatest of all time film villains. You got
Oh yeah,
Darth Vader
100%.
#1, #2 Hannibal Lecter, #3 the Xenomorph. Because boy, I can watch a movie with this creature and I'm freaking the fuck out. Like I'm at the edge of my seat. Like, and I'm talking between the face hugger and then when it morphs and when the people are like going backwards down a hall, I'm like, fuck,
And for two of
no,
the three of them, you're just wondering, do they like lima beans with their main course?
absolutely. But dude, I get so gassed and geeked for this freaking creature because I'm like, man, these xenomorphs are bad, dude. They're fast, they're strong, they're like,
And they've
you
done
know,
different versions of them. Or some of the designs work, some of them don't in the
right.
movie.
Yeah,
You know,
there's definitely, I think,
for
been the
as much
misses,
as yeah, well, like I would just say for one in general for the Alien series, like when I originally saw it, and I've seen, I think since Alien 3, because I was 2 years old when Alien came out, and um, and then with I was not at 7 years old. There was zero chance I was going to watch
Aliens.
rated. I did not get to watch rated R movies and stuff till I was like 16, 17.
All for
Oh,
the
that's
best.
not
All for
that
the
not
best.
no. Okay, that's not entirely true. I did watch Conan the Barbarian, but when I was like 9, because that was my dad's favorite 80 movies. He was
Yeah.
all Arnold Schwarzenegger all the time. However, during certain scenes in that movie, it was really amazing how I had a big hand go over my art, during the attack on the Serpent Temple and stuff.
Sure, sure,
Amazingly,
sure.
my hands were getting covered up. My eyes were getting covered at points.
Conan being in that first tent there with that
Yeah,
that
or the
witch.
witch lady.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I had to leave. I got sent to go get him a beer during that scene.
Hey, get two,
But
Lane. Get me one too. Get me
yeah,
one.
but with the Alien Xenomorph, like when I went to see Alien 3, I remember I originally hated that movie because it was not a good movie.
Right. Right.
But the dog alien, especially because I despise the like kind of early CGI, because I had seen in theaters with my dad like Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I'd never even seen the original one because that came out obviously when I was like 5, 6 years old.
Right.
My parents didn't let me watch movies like that or anything.
Yeah.
Rated R movies with cursing and stuff.
But T2 is like a standard, man. I mean, like,
yeah.
I watch it today and I'm like blown
I was able
away.
to see it with him because I was like 16 or 15
Sure.
when that came out. But I loved the dog alien. I didn't really like because I thought it looked janky and stuff. Like the actual guy in suit or practical shots looked great, but the movie was kind of a mess. But since like that came out, I've come to appreciate now called, I guess, because I've been looking at the third scale statue that was put up by Prime One. I've been some of the statue channels that I'll be on have been going back for 3 months. Like it's this huge XL that's like 43 inches tall of the stupid thing. It's huge.
Well, you know what they're thinking, Lane, right? They're telling you like this, are like you thought you didn't like it, but we bet.
But I've come to now over the decades. And maybe because we had Alien Resurrection after that, which it was funny is because for a long time I liked that movie more than Alien 3. But I've come to realize that movie just, for whatever issues Alien 3 has, at least it had like David Fincher, a very competent director on it. Now, it was a movie. There was a lot of other problems with it. But there are things that I can like about it. Of course, I'm left more to this day. I go, why did Tywin Lannister die so early in the movie? Because absolutely. He was like probably the only other thing I cared about in the first like 40 minutes of the movie, 45 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. No doubt.
But now it's called the Xeno Runner. It's the Xenomorph Runner. That's the official name. It's not the dog alien.
Right.
Because in one version of the movie, there's 2 different cuts of the movie, guys. The Xeno pops out of not a dog in the like director's cut, like an oxen or something like that. So I don't know how it becomes a little tiny. I don't know how it becomes a little tiny thing like it did, but like that design, I've come to appreciate a lot more. So it is one of my favorite scenes. So my top scene now. Some people are gonna. I am not the biggest fan of the Big Chap. I know, and I know, like none of the other ones would exist without the Big Chap. Like they just would not exist without that. But for when I look at the alien creatures and suits and everything, now it's easy for me to say like, well, I really like the Alien versus Predator aliens because they're dudes in suits, but that was made like, 30 years later, where they had 30 years of technology where they could, even though it may have had a not huge budget, they can make the suits look much better. But the big chap is just not my favorite design over the course of the entire series, like all the alien movies. My favorite alien is still the Queen. Like she is still the best one to me. She is she is amazing. The walking nightmare. And there have been some freaky things. Like if you've seen Alien Romulus, you've seen one of the goofy alien things where that thing, one of the things in that is very creepy looking, but it's also kind of goofy looking too. But the Queen alien is a walking nightmare that is 20 feet of, oh my God, I'm going to die horribly.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
And in how many pieces am I going to be in before I die? Yeah. But she's number one. Number two, which is probably in the worst movie maybe that anything has had alien in the title or been in, Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Okay.
But Wolf is my favorite Predator that has ever existed of all the Predators.
Mm-hmm.
And my second favorite Xeno is the Predalien. Like that is my, even though we can barely make it out.
Yeah.
Because this movie's too stupidly dark.
Yeah.
But that is, I love the design to that thing. It is absolutely perfect to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree, Sean, there. But I've come to appreciate Alien 3 way more. Like I appreciate it much more. And the director's cut, I like a lot more. Even though there's some weird things because of the voiceover like got screwed up or something. So they have to put subtitles on it.
You're not wrong at all, Lane. And that's the thing, right? About even those movies, right? That some people have less affinity for Alien.
But you might like creatures movies. Or there's characters you like where you say the movie's dumb. We can say, you can say the Kenobi TV show is is probably the lesser, I don't know what program or thing.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe the worst thing Darth Vader has ever appeared in live action, for storytelling stuff. That doesn't mean where you might say the suit or the scene because of modern technology and what they can do even. Because I think one of the reasons Kenobi looks weird is I think the budget for that show got cut at some point. It didn't get as much budget, it didn't get $300 million for 10 episodes or 12 episodes like, one season of Andor did. But
they started shoveling it towards Acolyte. They were like, let me shove this.
180 million of that. One of many or whatever they were singing.
No, man, no doubt. Yeah, that's what makes
like
those
Vader
enjoyable.
Looks cool in that. If that is, you could say, I think that Vader suit, that I got hooked in by Darth Vader. That's the first thing I saw. Even though the rest of the show didn't seem to be that great from a storytelling perspective, but Vader could be a character that you fell in love with. Like I'm just using an example, modern times you could have watched and you really thought he was awesome if you weren't familiar with them. And you could still say, but the show was kind of dumb or the movie was kind of dumb. But there are characters and scenes. It's like people like Jar Jar Binks, and I think his character is one of the worst in all of the movies in Phantom Menace, but I know people who really like him because he was that bit of levity that they needed. And like I like kind of a goofy side character like that where the Jedi were stoic and kind of boring for part of the movie or like the first part of the movie. I needed a little bit of that. So, you can run into characters where you don't think the product is the best part of a franchise.
No doubt, man. And look at now, we're like, oddly enough, Phantom Menace, right? How quotable is that movie? Even Jar Jar's quotes are so quotable.
Yeah, there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, there's always bigger. There's things that you can pull from those films, and talking about like the Alien franchise too, that you just really enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, for me, the AVP stuff, like it didn't work. Like I was like, wait, the aliens were on Earth, like in like contemporary time.
Like there was an alien queen on Earth for like 10,000 years or something like that. That was even after that had possibly been pulled up and out a couple of times in that temple, at least over the last from when we see the flashback to Antarctica. That queen's probably been pulled out a couple of times. So there was Now, this is where you get into the universe logic questions. Like, wait, so there's always been two queens, at least in the universe, as far as we know.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
whatever the hell Ripley. So it's possible if that queen had not been, and that queen may not be dead. She might be at the bottom of the ocean.
Well,
but-
that queen was the Captain America queen that got stuck in the ice. So we haven't gotten that story yet. We're waiting on.
I know,
that
but I mean, like that queen could technically. So it makes Weyland Yutani look even stupider because they were sending like halfway across the galaxy starships, and like, hey, idiots! I'm sure you've got deep submersibles by this point that can go to the bottom of the ocean, or you have underground facilities or whatever, and there's a queen possibly, even if she's not alive, you guys might be able to clone her. There's a queen down at the bottom of the ocean.
Lane, when you're looking up, you're not looking down, bro. That's how Columbus found the Americas.
And
quote
well, you
unquote,
can't
right?
stream underwater any better than if you're on outer space. So I mean, you're gonna make more bubbles. That's
Let me just interject here for 1 second.
Yeah, sorry.
So tomorrow's show is actually not about alien Earth. It's about alien, like extraterrestrials.
Like the ship that's headed our way, Zach, because there's a ship headed our way.
Yeah,
right?
like
the mothership.
like
Now
ET phone home, like that kind of stuff.
Are we fucked, Zach? Are we fucked? Because this ship is headed our way. They say it's the size of Manhattan.
They say it's
en route.
like 45 days.
Yeah, the timeline
Dude,
moved up. I first heard 2027, then I heard November.
Yeah,
and now I'm
that's
hearing
like
2 weeks.
It's like in a week it went from 2027 to fucking 2 weeks from now. It's like, what the fuck? Let's see, alien spacecraft coming to Earth.
Okay, Zach. So legit, like, let's say this shit's happening. Like, what are we doing? Like, are you grabbing the fam and heading towards water, or like, what's the? I don't know.
I got bills to pay. I mean, what am I gonna do?
Well, I know you. I know we have guns. I mean, like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, are we gonna work for the aliens? Or are we gonna be like, the you got to have the house aliens, right?
Wait, hang on, time out. So, did you watch the Alien Earth, Chuck, today?
No, I watched it yesterday.
Okay, but you've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, hang on. There was a screenshot on Facebook of a girl, and in the background of the window was Sid the Sloth, and they said this is a real scene from Alien Earth. Was that real? I guess she was watching her brother, who was watching Ice Age, the movie.
That sounds like it could be real. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Does that fuck with timelines or what? I don't know what that means. If I saw it,
I don't know. I'm talking about Alien Earth. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I'm saying if I saw it, I probably didn't give it that much merit when the kids were watching on TV. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple of.
It was just funny because Sid the Sloth was in the glass reflection, and at first I thought the meme was that the chick looked like Sid the Sloth, but then I was like, well, she really doesn't. But hang on. So this says, I don't. You said it wasn't coming in 2 weeks.
Well, that's what I recently heard on TikTok. You know what I mean? They said
of course. No one can lie on TikTok.
Well, because the speed apparently of this craft has been speeding up, and some of the things are interesting where it talks about the trajectories and coming around the dark side of the sun. Right now, the planets are lined up supposedly.
Wait,
right?
the sun has a dark side? I thought it's always.
Well, you know what I mean. Like it's coming around from the side while we're facing away from it, so it's essentially sneaking it behind us. Yeah. But
the sun rotates too, right? We're not totally locked to the sun.
Yeah, no.
Or you're saying like not like the dark side of the moon where it's always dark, but like even if the sun's rotating, at some point half is always behind. Is what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, and that's what the one scientist guy had been theorizing. He's like, well, if you were going to do something or make a move, you would do it like in a sense while our backs are turned or while we're furthest from you, that being the sun. And they're coming around essentially the other side. I know that sounds weird. I feel dumb saying it now.
Dude, speaking of feeling dumb, dude, I was trying to explain Death Stranding to Victoria the other day to like take a hard zag. Oh, shit, into the back.
Is that a game you're playing?
Yeah, Death Stranding. What's up, Dean?
Dino.
Death Stranding. Yeah, so I've been wanting to play it for a while. I've seen someone play the first one and then now the second one. I feel like I didn't really understand, like, watching this person play the game. And I will say I somehow understand less actually playing the game. That game should just be called Yap Stranding, because, they just yap in that game. I'm like, dude, I've played the game for 3 hours. 2.5 have been cutscenes, bro.
Yeah.
What is
but
Hideo
it's
Kojima?
fun, dude. It's fun, dude. I don't like. I was trying to explain in the Patreon chat what happened. I was like, a baby came out of my throat, and then I was walking, and then suddenly a building came out of the ground, and a black wave and a dolphin attacked me, and then I got out of the building and out of the water, and then it disappeared. And they were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like, I don't fucking know. A fucking squid dolphin came out of the ground and attacked me, bro.
These are the
I
kind
don't
of
know what the
messages
fuck
that
was
are.
happening.
This is broadcasting to space, and that's why the aliens are coming.
Yeah, I'm like,
Y'all
who
are
thinks of
cooked.
this game? There's a baby that, and this fucking baby's not doing much. I'm fucking being swallowed by this thing, and he's mute. He's supposed to be crying to let me know these things are there, and he's fucking not doing anything. I will say I'm having a blast though, and I'm so glad because I was gonna buy the game, and I don't have to, and I just saved the money for the second game, I guess.
Somebody gave it to you?
No, it's on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, PlayStation Now?
Portal Plus or something like that. It's like you pay the
Nice.
money and then you get like a library of games, so it's on that right now.
Oh, is
Which
it
I guess
really?
is really smart marketing because like
Yeah.
now I want to buy the second one and it's fucking
Yeah,
like a $7 game.
I bought the first one when it was on sale on PC, like $15.
Really?
Right when
See, I
that
would play on.
came out,
I would like to play on PC, but I've just been playing on my lunch on my Portal, which is really fun. But today I don't know. I don't think my internet is a problem. To be clear, I know on the show yesterday it was acting up, but like I will say sometimes Dean might be right because fuck, dude, I'm getting 800 megabits down in the middle of the show. My screen's acting glitchy, and it's just fucking StreamYard. I'm like, dude,
Bro, I'm telling
800
you.
down, 800 up. There's no way this shit should be fucking lagging out of 1080p.
I'm telling you, bro.
And the chat's telling me I'm poor. I'm like, I am poor, but I fucking have good internet. You
I know. I always have you fucking questioning me, like,
I don't know. I'm still
Well,
not convinced.
what the
Yeah,
hell? I'm
we're
like,
doing
I
the
swear
Friday
to God,
show. Yeah,
I
the
fucking, I
Chuck had
stream
fucking
games,
cis test
I
happening, bro.
fucking watch YouTube all goddamn day. I fucking
Dude,
literally
on the Friday,
play games
I love-
and stream
yeah.
them before, no problem. But
On the Friday
StreamYard
show-
fucks.
we're doing nothing else but the show. We're nearest to Adam's router. We're getting the computer's telling us everything's golden, and StreamYard is like, this is shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then it cuts out. I'm like, okay, StreamYard, like, what did we do wrong? We're sorry. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
Bro.
Also, I love Charlie the Unicorn's comment regarding the spacecraft being an intergalactic dildo. It's like Earth is one big WNBA game. You just throw a dildo at
Wow. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
it. What's
They
up? What's
caught
up
that
with
guy.
that, Dino? Why
He's
they
like a
throwing
20-year-old
dildos?
kid.
It's one guy throwing all the dildos. Where's
Well, I think he started the trend, but yeah, he did like 4 or something like that.
I just feel like dildos aren't that cheap. Like, you know, I'm not saying they're as
Nah, they're
expensive as
pretty
firearms, but like, what are we talking? Like $30?
Like 12, 13 bucks.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it's substantially cheaper than I thought. All right.
How do
all
you
right.
know
like-
that?
How about plenty of dildos? You kidding me?
You've bought dildos before? I've never even. I don't think I've ever even seen a dildo in person.
I'll show you when you come over.
the
How
hell?
about
I
how about
really-
many
I
dildos?
just-
Are you kidding me?
Our RIP to Dean's PO box.
We have fun.
Wow.
You see, Lane, you check out for a moment and then you miss dildo time.
No, I thought as like joke gifts for people, like you know.
I think you can get them at you can get lube
You can
and
get them even
vibrators
at, like-
at
like
H-E-B now,
Spans.
at Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah, at Walmart they have butt plugs and stuff now.
Oh, I don't even.
Oh wow, nice.
It's to
All
burn
right.
my eyes,
I thought that was for my blood
Well, it's
pressure.
like it's in the same
bro.
like the condom aisle. It's all there.
That's not a thermometer.
Which I think is not a bad. Like
yeah,
I think
embrace it, right?
yeah,
Embrace.
I'd
Dude,
rather
right
have a kid or not. Well, never. I'm not gonna say that. I'd rather have people, be able to get that, than do other things.
Let us not be a society of prudes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Things are meant to be. Our bodies are a wonderland, according to John
Sex
Mayer.
Wonderland. Man, I'm really trying to make this thing work as a gift, and it's just giving me fits. The problem
I
is
mean-
with this multicolor print, when you're going from one color to the next, there's a bit of color bleed, I guess, and it's. I would show you, but it'll ruin the surprise for the content creator. So I think I'm just gonna flip it, like on the ground, like and print the white first, so it doesn't mess up. Because the red is fading into the white, and the white's fading into the red, and I just don't know what to do. It's gonna look less nice, but
Let it ride, baby. Let that thing ride.
Ooh.
you want to do something nice for someone. It's just not working.
Hey, Zach, in the end, whatever fails, you can just give it to me for free. I'll take it. Did you color, Zach, in your coloring book I gave you? Are you coloring Squid Game yet?
Oh no, I'm not coloring that. I gave it to Vivi to color.
Oh, is she coloring it?
No, not yet.
I'd like
It
to
will
see
be
her
colored
work.
in eventually.
Okay.
It will be
Alright.
colored in eventually.
All right. I'm just checking. You know what I mean? So
Anyways, Dean, how's your week been?
Oh,
Actually, hang on.
crazy.
Okay, Lane, have a good night, buddy. Love you, buddy. Thank you for
Hey,
coming on
guys.
tonight when I was
Yep, yep.
alone.
Yeah,
Bye,
Lane.
I will
Love
be
you,
on
bud.
next week, though. Take care, guys. All
be
right, bye.
good.
Oh my god. Yeah, my week has been fucking crazy. I finally started working on my story. Comic, if you will. I always thought it would be more of like a graphic novel, but I'm not really
What's the
sure how we're
difference?
gonna do it. But
What's the difference in a comic and a graphic novel?
I guess the length.
Yeah. Also, I feel like a graphic novel is like an entire story contained, whereas a comic is like a single, like
Yeah.
part of a story, like
I
an
never
issue.
thought about that.
So right now it's me and Chris Porteous. We're working on it. He's helping me.
I never even got
So-
to see it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it and read it.
Well, you can't see it. They're not an executive producer like me.
Yeah. Zach
You need help on writing, Dean? I can help you with the writing.
Dean, did you like my
no,
story?
I've basically written the whole thing.
Nice.
I don't know how to do like dialogue and like blocking out the panels. So I give Chris all my notes and then he makes the pages for me and like sets like, you know, he sets up the page for me and then I could go in there and do it. So yeah, I'm working on page 5 right now. I have 6 to do later. So this issue will be 22 pages. So we probably won't have anything readable for like another.
How are we gonna
month and a
release it?
half. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Could you do like a digital where they buy it, like a digital copy, or do you want to
Yeah, I
release
guess
it
we could
physically
do
as
that.
well?
I thought it'd be really cool to do like a limited run of physical copies. But
Mhm.
so the story I have right now is probably let's see, if this is issue 1, maybe like I mean, I don't even know. Like
That'd be cool.
Can we know the premise, or can we get any details?
That'd be cool
nah, I
if you
don't
did
wanna,
like
say too
if you
much.
did like I don't know what they call it, like a like either like an audiobook of like the comic or like an acted comic where you have like a voice actor that does, you know, like the character and then like, you know, whoever does whatever character. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. I'm not really. I mean, obviously, you have to like pay for shit like that.
Well, yeah. You have a request from Paul.
Love that.
I have a request. Tegan. Hey, Tegan. I'm sorry you had a rough day. That sucks. We all have those days, but you just gotta keep on keeping on. I had not a rough day or not a rough week, but it's been fucking busy. Sorry, sorry, Paul.
Yeah, how old is Tegan?
For just like the amount of work this actually has turned out to be is like daunting.
Dude, there's nothing worse when you drop a GD in the wrong place in the wrong time in front of
Yeah.
like a little kid. You're like, oops. Are
It
you allowed
is
to let an
after dark.
F-bomb
I mean,
rip?
you know, no disrespect.
I'm a little
Paul,
offended,
man.
Tegan. I could have said something nice as well, but yeah, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll just leave.
Also,
Make
No.
Tegan's
hi
day better.
Tegan. Hi Tegan from CM Chuck
No,
here.
I just got here.
Yeah.
I know, I was by myself.
What am I, chopped
No, but-
liver, Dean? Come on.
I've been like working so hard on this. Like, I'm like losing track of time. I'm like, is it like this morning? I had a conversation with Chris on the phone. We were talking about it,
Oh, I never get a call from Dean. Too.
and then he goes to work, and I just sit here on my computer and I start, doing my thing. And I'm working, I'm listening to music and podcasts, and then next thing I know, it's like I look at my clock and it's 2:30, and I'm like, did I talk to Chris when he was going to work or coming home from work? Is it 2 a.m. or p.m.? And I had to like literally open my door to see the sun was out. I was like, oh my God, I haven't been to bed since like the day before. So
Dean,
I
so like Dean,
squeezed in a nap.
I love comics, right? Like me and Double A, we both love comics. Like that's like our thing, right? So, but I've always had questions for people that like create in that genre. And I know you're kind of just starting out, but like, it's as an artist, is it tedious for you to do like panels where like the characters are kind of doing something innocuous, like it's just like two guys talking, like there's no action, or you're not like showing them in like costume, you're just doing like they're talking.
It's super hard, especially like
Like, is it
'cause you-
boring?
it's not boring because your character. Well, my characters, they're like knights and stuff, so their outfits
Okay.
are very intricate.
So they always look cool.
They always look pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
But like the NPCs is really hard because it's like, well, I know what my characters look like. I could draw them, almost at any angle. And that's been also really challenging because you don't want your character to look the same on every panel. So you change the camera angle. First you draw them, sideways, then, forward facing, maybe from the back. But then like top 3/4, it's really fucking hard to draw that.
Yeah.
And he kind of peppers in some camera angles like that. I'm like, dude,
It's not
fuck,
film,
this is
Chris. It's
so
not film.
hard.
That's
And
hard,
then not
yeah.
only do I have to draw my characters like that, the scene's full of people. So I have to draw a bunch of people like that. And so like I'm like Googling like Renaissance outfits, and because
Sure.
this isn't like
Yeah.
it's not historically accurate or anything. So I can
Yeah.
play pretty loose as long as it looks like a fantasy,
Right.
I'm
That was
mixing in all kinds of stuff. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
like if an armor, like someone who's like historically or knows like historical armor would be like, oh, this armor makes zero sense if this lady is wearing this kind of outfit.
Right.
This is 16th century and this is,
Yeah,
12th or
yeah.
whatever.
That was kind of
But-
going to be my next question is like, are you getting like a script from Chris and then you're creating the images based on what he sends you? Or is it very specific where it's like, okay, panel 1, 2 guys talking, panel 2, zoom in on guy A's eyes. Like, I don't know how, I've always been
Yeah, so-
interested about that process too.
So I have like, I sent him my original, we discussed the story because I have basically start to finish the story. And in my head, this has always been something that's kind of like I said, a graphic novel. It'd be very long. But comic books don't really work the same. You kind of have to get it can't be too exposition heavy. Otherwise, the reader gets bored.
Mhm.
So you kind of got to get your point across very specifically and in a certain amount of time. And so, like, to me, I feel like it's moving kind of fast. Or like, oh, I think I might need to go. And as we're doing it, I'm like, I need to go back and add a page. Or like add in like a full art panel of something. Like in one instance they're in a throne room, and then the next the guys are on a horse, and it's like that feels really oddly, like the timing feels weird, but it's like a whole other day later. So I have to go in and add like a panel or something. So it's super challenging, and then it's like me and Chris are not butting heads, but he's like, look, like the story has to move to get to this point. We have to get through a bunch of exposition that's like not fun to read, essentially. But
Right.
once we get to the meat and potatoes, we could go backwards in like flashbacks and stuff and explain things. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think of that when I'm doing it. I'm like, but that makes perfect sense. Like,
Sure.
because that's what happened in like Berserk. I don't know if you're familiar with Berserk,
I know
but like
of it.
the story just fucking starts, and Guts is like in the forest, like killing demons and shit, and it isn't like until like I think issue 14 that it goes backwards and it explains who the fuck everyone is and why they're even here.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And so it's a learning experience. I because like I said, I've always had an idea of what this is, and like I'm hoping that's how it turns out. But right now, like I am just learning as I go, and I hope it's good. But
Dude, it sounds super fucking cool, Dean. And I know you already have kind of like a built-in fan base, which is going to be great. You know what I mean? They're going to read it just because it comes from Dean and Chris. You know what I mean? Like I'm all in
Hands
on
down.
that alone. You know, but I love the idea of that process and creating, and like comic books are kind of like my first love. So, yeah, I think that's so cool, man. You guys should be like, you should be recording your process, man, because people will want to like learn from that. You know, I always thought like, no, I've always thought it was super interesting, and me and Adam have talked about it on Fridays, where like, the Stan Lee Jack Kirby process, right? Where like Kirby would do all the art with no word bubbles and no plot, and basically Stan would go back and like fill it in. He'd have to kind of like make up the story based on the pictures, which is like
oh wow,
reverse intuitive, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
like I love like Garth Ennis, like Preacher, like the big Punisher run on Marvel. And I've heard how he worked with some of his guys, and he's like, I gave them literally no notes. It was literally like, Punisher walks in, is killing a bunch of guys. He would pretty much just give them like a story, like this is the story, like 5 pages, A to Z. Draw it however you want, which I'm like, that's kind of bonkers because like they don't have any notes. But he's like, well, I don't really care so long as the story gets told. However you want to draw it. Which I've always
yeah,
thought that was super cool too. Like, wow, that's really trusting your artist, right, to kind of see your vision through. That would be like a direct. Well, I guess it is kind of like what directors do, right? They film a bunch of shit and then I think they work with the editor to say edit it together to make it into a cohesive story that I envisioned. But ultimately, they're going to be the ones. The editor is going to be like, "Look, man, this is too much, or this is too little. Drop this, use that. There's
yeah,
5 takes. Let me pick this take, which is they think is the best. That's it. It's the whole creative process. I think is interesting.
yeah. It's. I think in this instance, because I don't want to say I've written the story, but I know what the story is. And
Right.
so I have to convey it to Chris, and he has to make it digestible in a
Mm,
comic book form. So sometimes I'm like, Chris, what about this thing that I had said? And he was like, well, you can't do that yet, or it doesn't make sense this way. And we have to like, we'll sit on the phone for an hour and discuss like, well, how can it make sense in a a quick soundbite way, and like, oh, and that's kind of one of those instances where we have to go backwards later, or you have to show it now as opposed to then. And so yeah, it's I think I have it a little easier because again it's my story, and Chris is just helping me
yeah.
get it like digestible, which is helping me then like actually do it, because I've been drawing this character since 2022, and I've kind of had the story working in my head this whole time.
Hmm.
But like I was just at like a roadblock, like I don't really know how to do this on my own. And when you look at comic books, takes a village, right? There's the
Oh
writer,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
the pencil guy, the inking guy, the color guy, the editor.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of people, and I'm kind of filling the role of all of those. So I think I'm gonna have to. My sister said she would help me, and then obviously I have Chris helping me. So, and then once we have like, I think once we're close to the 22 pages, we'll have something kind of readable that we then we could go in and start filling in all the speech bubbles and stuff, and then maybe have a couple test readers read it and be like, yeah, this is great, or this doesn't make sense, and have to fucking figure it
Right.
out. So
Right.
it's we're both kind of winging it. He's never done anything like this. I've never done anything like this, so it's kind of our
Yeah.
both of our first foot. But
It sounds cool as shit, Dean. I mean, like,
That's
and you're
crazy.
doing things on like all digital, right? So like everything's kind of like
yeah, and I'm probably gonna have to.
Sorry.
What I really like to do. What was that?
That's TikTok.
Oh, it was like, nah. I was like, huh? I what I would like, and I don't know if that's possible, but get the iPad Pro with Procreate, because Procreate makes things so much easier. Because right now I'm using a free. I have a better art program. I just don't like using it. But I'm just using a free like drawing program right now, and it's not the best. It's kind of rudimentary in terms of like the shit it lets me do, but I'm comfortable with it. I'm good with it. So, but I've seen people create masterpieces on Microsoft Paint. You know what I mean? So
right.
I'm just doing my best right now. But
Yeah, dude, I'm serious with you guys, man. Like, you should like document or record
I'll
your
make a
process,
comic
because I feel like people nowadays are just as interested in like how things are made, regardless of it's like, what the end result is. They're like, how did you make your first comic book? You know what I mean? Like, they're just gonna want to know stuff like that,
Dean,
Yeah.
can my character still be in the book, please?
Yeah. Insert
yeah,
some
I
what
was
was
just gonna put Zach's character in there as like a just like a one-off kind of thing, but he actually ended up being a lot more important than
Hell yeah.
previously stated. I don't think he's going to be in the rest of the comic book, but he's
Okay,
going to be
well.
in a pretty significant portion.
We can add.
But that's
you
probably
know.
not for another, I don't know, like 2 or 3 issues.
Oh my god.
So
Hey,
What's
Zach,
ever happened to
that
me?
just means there's a
It's the worst thing
4
that's ever
issue
happened to me.
side arc to be told. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so let's see.
the solo
22.
story of Ozal.
Yeah, so
Hey,
it might be
Bert-
like like when it's all said and done. I think we were talking maybe like 6-ish issues, so about 132 pages, give or take a few more, just like full art pages. So,
Yeah.
but then we have to like, it's funny because we're like, okay, we need X amount of pages, and so we have them all kind of blocked out, right? And it's like, well, if you're looking at the book and let's just say I have like a full art page, right? That has to be on page, let's just say 5 or whatever. So as the reader turns the page, that's what they see. Or the characters on page 4 are looking in the direction of page 5. And so it's like, sometimes you can't go back and add stuff because it's like that has to be there. Otherwise, it's not going to make sense. So learning that kind of stuff too is like, fuck, like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a process, man. I mean,
Yeah, it's
but
nuts.
again, it's amazing. So
But yeah, we were like, 22 pages is the goal. If it ends up being maybe like 30 pages, like that's not the end of the world, but comic books usually aren't that long.
yeah,
So, but like I said, in my head, I've always thought of it more of like a graphic novel. So I'm still trying to rectify that in my head that that's not what it is, but you know.
I
It's
think you can
tough.
make it. You can make it that way. I mean, like I grew up like thinking like Watchmen and V for Vendetta were like it was always just like one story like in a collected book. It wasn't until I got older I realized, oh, these came out as single issues and people read them that
Right.
way at one time, and I was like, oh wow, I just had always known it as like one concise story. But if you read any one of those single issues like on its own, it doesn't really make sense. You need the entire story for it to kind of like be cohesive.
Right, which is what I'm worried about because I thought I was talking to Chris about it. I was like, I'd like to finish the whole thing. And he's like,
Yeah.
there's no chance. Like, there's no fucking shot that we're finishing this. Because, like,
I love his optimism,
yeah, he's like, it could also fucking suck. Like, that's also a possibility. And it's like you spent all that time working on it, or it's like, within a few issues if it's worth continuing or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is kind of heartbreaking, but also at the same time, it's like, yeah. But I don't know.
But I think it's like shows, right? Like when you see a show and you show they make like 6 episodes, right? They put those out no matter what. I mean, like because those have already been filmed. You know what I mean? Like I've always wondered too when like they're like, oh, something got canceled, and I'm like, well, didn't they finish filming it? Like it was already done filming when they like put it out. It's not like they were still shooting when the season came out. Like the season
Right.
is all shot when it comes out. You know what I mean? So I mean, I
Except
just say
South Park.
fucking yeah. Except that one is weird. I don't know how the fuck they pull that off, but yeah.
Bro, apparently it's fucking madhouse.
That's what I've heard. Well, like or Saturday Night Live too. I've heard that. That's really wild too. Like all week long, they're working on the skits for Saturday night, and then it's like start all over again. You guys do it. Zach does it,
I
right?
would say
Zach?
that's what we do every week.
Zach's got new content all the time, baby.
That's what we do.
I know
baby.
on Fridays on Will Stream, he's like, what do you guys got going on this week? I'm like, it's fucking something every day. I'll tell you that much.
That's
It's
what people ask
something.
me too. They're like, "What do the other guys do?" And I was like, "You got to just watch, man. It's like there's something on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday." So yeah, dude, it's good. Fern says he wants to read it. Big old Fern.
You'll read it eventually. It's just,
Ferno.
I don't want to show too much at once, and then, people maybe don't understand what I'm trying to do, and they don't like it and don't want to give it a shot later. And it's like, you gotta wait till it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But like right now, it's like, I do like sketches in blue before I like go back and like finalize everything in black and then color it. So like right now the comic's all in like blue scale. So like the people like some NPCs and some shots are just like blue squiggles.
Okay.
And it's like if you just look at that on face value, it's like what the fuck am I looking at? But it's like no, I gotta go back in there later and do
Tighten
even
it up.
more work. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool, man. I mean, like, I know that there are digital comics that got released that way, where they release like not necessarily a panel at a time, but like 1, 2, or 3 panels at a time. Do you know that? Do you guys know that movie Polar? It's got Mads Mikkelsen in it. It's on Netflix. It's yeah. It's a dope flick. Like, I thought that this flick played better. I'll probably catch it, but I thought it played better story wise than like John Wick. I was like, okay, this is essentially the same concept, but this is like a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was fucking dope. So like I got into it and I was like, where does this story come from? You know, they call him the Black Kaiser and all that. And it was like a digital comic. The guy released it just digitally, just online. I think he's a Spanish dude. I think it was like a couple of panels at a time. People really loved it. It gets like picked up by somebody, publisher or whatever. They want to like release it in like physical form, so it comes out. You can buy it on Amazon. I bought a couple of the physical books. I just wanted to own it. I thought the story was so damn cool. And then eventually, what happens? Like any comic book, it gets optioned by Netflix, and they turn it into a movie. And you get Mads Mikkelsen in it. It's got I think Vanessa Hudgens. It's got a pretty solid cast. It's a fun ass fucking movie. I think it's really fun.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
To get this either animated or turn into something.
Right.
Because I feel like right now, I was just talking to my sister about this today. There is a very huge lack in dark fantasy
Mhm.
right now. Like think like the Black Cauldron or Fire and Ice or
Right.
you know.
Right.
The closest we've gotten recently is like Dungeons and Dragons or fuck, what was the name of that Viking movie that just came out? The Northman.
Oh,
The
right. Yeah.
Northman
Yeah.
is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And there's like Valkyrie in it, and it's like this
Double A
really
loves that flick. I
it's a
didn't love it too
fucking
much, but he loved
awesome
it.
movie.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
so cool. I kind of watched it on a whim. I was bored, and I'm like in love with Anya Taylor-Joy, and I was like, anything she's in, I'm gonna fucking watch it.
Sure.
And I was like, holy shit, this is cool. I'm not a big Viking guy, but anything with like swords and shit, I'm usually all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no like really cool, dark fantasy anything out there. Heavy Metal just restarted, which Chris is helping out too. So it'd be really cool to get this in Heavy Metal. You know what I mean? But I mean that's probably not going to happen. But
Oh,
I'm not
Dean,
that
you know.
good. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
like,
but the old like Superman comic book strips were like 4 panels. You know, Spider-Man used to be in newspapers
Right.
4 panels. I mean, like you give people a little bit at a time, they want more, then they're like I just feel
Yeah.
like any content that's out there, if it's out there, there's people that love it. You know what I mean? Like there will be one guy or gal that's like, this is my new shit, it's my favorite shit. Like I want a shirt of it, I want anything I can get it on. You know what I mean? So you just got to get it out. Once it's out in front of people, people will love it. You know?
yeah, and it's just like it'd be cool to like again let it get picked up by something or someone, and then actually have like a team of people helping me where it's like, oh, I could go in and do like the real rough stuff and then hand it to the next guy, and he
Sure.
trues it up and then sends it back to me. I'm like, no, change this, and make the process a little faster, because like I mean, even now at the pace I'm working at, I'll do like a page like every day and a half.
Mhm.
And sometimes I'm waiting on Chris, which is fine because it's like, oh, I'll take the fucking break. You know what I mean? Like, so like we're both kind of like, well, I have to keep up with you, and you have to keep up with me, and we
Yeah.
both have day jobs and shit to do, so it's like
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of tough to get it done. So, but it's been about 2 weeks, and we're, like I said, almost 6 pages in. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's good progress, man. It makes you
Wait, when
think,
do I
right?
get to read it? I thought when can I help?
Zach,
What the hell, bro? I'm trying to help, bro. I'm trying to be helpful.
I
can
know
draw.
you and I cannot do that together.
What the hell? I thought I was executive producing. What happened to that?
We barely get along now.
What happened to executive producing? What the hell?
You just think a title. Like
What
executive
the
producers
fuck?
don't really do anything. We all
Like
know
Kathleen Kennedy, bro.
that. Exactly.
Zach, I'll make a comic book with you. Can you
I
draw?
don't want to make a comic book with you. Yeah, have
Wow.
you seen my Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spooderman. Amazing.
Yeah, I have him right here on my desk.
Dude, my nephew loves that. He's gassed for that. He thinks that's amazing.
$100.
Yeah. Yeah. Get Vivi to draw it. I'll let Vivi draw it.
Victoria's really talented.
Oh yeah, that's Zach, you got it built in right there, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but no one wants me to help with their comics, so just figure something out.
I mean, I literally
do
asked you, and
something.
you're like, "Nah, I don't want to work with you."
Yeah, but you don't have you don't have a real.
Chuck's
comic.
got
None of the real
stories.
comics.
He's a storyteller by nature.
It's because I'm old, right? It's because I'm old.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, George R. R. Martin's out there making stories.
No, he's not. Are you kidding me? That motherfucker
We're
was
waiting-
doing
we're
anything
waiting.
but making stories.
You know what? I'm just gonna
Fucking,
post
I've
it.
like yachts
written
and
more pages of my
supermodels and
book
shit.
than George R. R. Martin has this year, and I don't even have a book.
Yeah.
I came here because you guys play with toys, and that's why I'm here too. Play with toys.
There you go.
Wait, what toy is that?
I got
That's
Negan right here.
Negan.
Oh, I thought that was Anakin Skywalker. All
I
right,
have so many toys on my
I think
desk.
we've touched them
Think we
all.
touched them
tonight.
all? Yeah, alright.
We're gonna talk aliens tomorrow. Should be fun. Not xenomorphs, but aliens.
Oh, what the?
Extra. But anyways, love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.